Thank you very much, guys. We are here at the Nature Center, and it's a great place to be. What an amazing place to learn, to experience, but also to see the benefits of composting, which is what we're talking about today. And I know it seems like a bit crazy because it's winter, but this is the time to think about composting. Mark is the guy, the guru, if you will, of all things composting. Before we go any further, I wanted to ask you about, and we were talking about this off camera, animals. We all have animals, and who have fecal matter that they produce. Yep, exactly. Poop happens. What is the sort of weigh in on that in terms of using it towards composting? What should you do with your animal's waste?
That's a great question. It is indeed organic waste. It will compost, and in nature it breaks down slowly and just becomes part of the soil.
Right.
And a very rich, nutrient-filled part of the soil. But we want people to know that there are some dangers associated with pet waste, like E. coli and other bacteria and pathogens and fecal coliforms and maybe even some parasites. So our message is, yeah, you can compost it, but don't. It's just safer if you're not handling it, especially if you've got someone very young or very old at home, or someone who's on some medication that interferes with their ability to fight infections.
Right, so especially for growing gardens. What I love, and I have to draw this to our viewers' attention because I think this is fantastic. There's a little house over there where people who are down here in the River Valley may use during the winter, summer, spring, fall months, and that is sort of their gift to you here at the Nature Center.
I need as much as I can get, so come on down, have a coffee, and give me some of your stuff.
He's talking about number 2, of course, everybody, because that is like that you turn that into, you compost that.
Well, I don't do it. The bacteria and the fungi do it for me.
Right.
I just manage it. I look after them, give them what they need to do the job fast and relatively odor-free. And then they give us this beautiful, rich, dark, crumbly material that I'll send you some next summer, that we use to fertilize roses and daffodils, and everything is coming up roses and daffodils at the Nature Center.
That is so awesome. I think that is the circle of life, my friend, right there, like at its best. What is this?
This stuff is a very common soil amendment, peat moss. People buy it by the huge amount and bring it in to add to the soil. Now, it's a carbon source, so it's a soil builder. It's a fungal food, so it's great. It's something we really need in the soil. Peat moss, though, is shipped across the country, and some natural areas are devastated to get the peat moss, and it's not my favorite. It also will acidify a bit, so if you have plants that like a bit of acid, peat moss is great for that. But I like to use our good old autumn leaves and make some leaf mold, because that gives you a material that's just a little bit different, but it's local. So this is the about the 100-meter diet for me, just autumn leaves that have fallen around here that I've raked up and saved for a couple of years, and that makes a beautiful humic acid mix that is great for the soil.
And we know that humic is something that is absolutely essential to that beautiful soil that you talk about. We've got a game coming up, a little composting game coming up in the next couple of minutes, but right now we're going to take a quick break here on DT. We're hanging out with Mark. He, of course, is the guru when it comes to composting at the place, the mecca of all things recyclable and awesome in our valley, our Nature Center, Janzen Nature Center. We'll be back, more DT, back in the studio after this.